rock and roll. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for popping on for our virtual first kind of vision call, health and wellness opportunity for 2020. And before I say anything, I'm just going to tell you all, like, I am so grateful that Jessica's on this call. When she tells you part of her story and just like the chaos that is in her roof right now with her massive servant heart, like, it is a treat to have her on this call. And we literally talked about it yesterday. Me and I said, hey, we haven't done a call in a while. People are fired up. Let's do this. And she's like, yeah, I probably don't have time for that, but I'm going to do it. Unfortunately, we both work with a project manager. She whipped out a flyer and a Facebook event so fast for us that we're here. And now there's 50 of you on here on a Wednesday night with like no notice to learn about this, but it just gets me super, super fired up. So just so you guys have a brief little like overview, because I'm such a planner, I cannot kick the type A out of me for the life of me. We're going to tell you our stories. Like, first of all, just so you know who we were and what Isagenix has done for us, but most importantly, what life looked like 6 years ago. That's not that long ago, okay? And how drastically our lives are different physically, financially, emotionally, so that not only you see what has happened for us, but more importantly, what can happen for you. And then we're going to really just break down the ins and outs of some of our major health trends today, why these science-backed, cutting-edge superfood nutritional products need to be in your body, and not just today and tomorrow, but for the rest of your life, and why this opportunity is absolutely a game changer. Like, Jessica's going to just fire you up on what this virtual franchise can do. So I want to, before I tell you my story, I want you to just think about something. And I wish I could take the credit for this. I cannot. But it was, you know, the first week of the new year, and people are setting intentions and they're all fired up for their resolutions. And I was listening to this podcast, and he said so many people are looking at, you know, 2019 as like a year, 2020 as a year, and we're not looking at it as a decade. And we often overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but we underestimate what we can do in 10 years. And I heard that, and I was like, whoa. And it landed on me, and I started to think 2019 was the most badass year I've ever had. Like, I still am having pinch me moments, things that most people will not accomplish in a life. I'm fortunate enough to have it had in 1 year. I was engaged, I wrote a book, I hit millionaire in this company, I bought a house. I mean, it was just like boom, boom, boom. And I heard that quote, and I thought, that didn't happen in 6 months. That didn't happen in 12 months. That freaking took me a decade, probably 2. If I think about when I started going to school, when I started networking, like how long I've been working on quality relationships. And I'm sharing that with you because it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to get the transformation that's going to undo the last decade of poor choices overnight. You're not going to get the bank account transformation overnight, but it will happen. And so I want to take you back 6.5 years ago. That wasn't very long, you guys. September of 2013 was the fall going into the winter. And I was so freaking overworked and overwhelmed and underpaid and exhausted. I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off. Like, it didn't really matter if it was Friday or Tuesday or Thursday, because I was working 5 a.m. till midnight every day. Holidays, weekends, I bartended, I waited tables, I ran a nutrition practice, I worked in a doctor's office, I taught more group fitness classes in a day than you used to do in a week. I mean, I was so upside down, and I was broke. When I tell you I was broke, you guys, I was broke. I was making $12 to $15 an hour. I had taxes out the wazoo, student loan debt out the wazoo. I was really irresponsible with credit cards, so I had an astronomical amount of debt on top of my student loan debt. And I was unfulfilled. No matter where I was going, I was just bitter. You know, like, how are you? Fine. Right? I was like going in here, clocking in, leaving here, clocking out. And in the midst of all that chaos, I was a know-it-all. I was the nutritionist, and I knew everything. I was telling everybody else how to eat, how to work out, and I walked around fluffy with an unhealthy thyroid, carrying an extra 30 pounds every day. And I was telling people left and right why I wasn't going to do shakes, why I was going to continue to eat Whole30, right? Why I was going to do all this excess cardio. And I felt terrible, and I looked terrible. And I truly believe that there is a time when push comes to shove and you say, if I want something to be different, I have to do something different. And I hit my rock bottom, not by choice, but 3 major, massive life events happened that really forced me to say, you got to do something different or your life is never going to be different. So I went through a terrible breakup. I paid off debt that I owed to the IRS. And my dad was diagnosed 6.5 years ago with Parkinson's. And I say that because it would have been the first time I couldn't ask for help. Even if he would have done it, I just turned 30 years old, right? I should have my shit together by this point, and I didn't. And I had $17 to my name. Broken heart, broke bank account, nothing in this apartment, okay? I had no furniture, I had no decorations, I had no kitchen stuff. Right? I just had this apartment and this ego of like, this is not what life was supposed to be like. You are working your ass off. You have all of these degrees and you have nothing to show for it. And thank goodness my cousin had been to an Isogenics event. My same cousin that sponsored me that has never built this business. She went to an event, she saw the culture, she saw the compensation plan, and she put me in touch with Janny Elo. And I was fortunate enough to get a call from my walking real life guardian angel. And she said, I have something that you want to get a hold of. I have something that's going to change your life. And I'm like, what? You know, like, what do you mean you have something? And she said, what would it be like to work with a team of people? Look how many people are on this call, you guys. I couldn't have done this in my, 10 by 10 office by myself if my life depended on me. She asked me what it'd be like to travel. I'm going to Phoenix next week for NYKO, and then we're going to Vancouver for Top Achievers, right? Like, this company has taken me around the globe. She asked me what it would be like to not exchange time for money, which I didn't even know what that was like. I couldn't even get excited about it because it was so far off the radar. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, that's why we work. You work and you make money. Like, residual income, passive income, it was a foreign language to me. But she asked me a question I'll never forget. She said, what do you need most right now? I said, a bed. And she said, get out a piece of paper and pen. And we drew out you plus two, them plus two, which now is you share, they share. And that drawing was so upside down and backwards and not the way it's supposed to be. But I saw 6 people to getting healthy on a 30-day system, and I would be making $1,000. And I needed that $1,000 so bad. And so I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm on the phone with this lady that I swear she's your age, but she looks like my age. She's got more energy than the Energizer Bunny. We're going to do this 30-day cleanse. And she was like, okay, anything you tell me to do, I'll do. I said, yeah, and you need to do it with 2 people. She was like, why? I'm doing it with you. And I was like, I don't know. This lady in Spokane says you'll get better results if you find 2 people. So she grabbed my aunt and my stepdad, and I had a very similar conversation with my sister. And I called Janny back and I said, I have my 6 people. And she said, what? And I said, I have my 6 people. I didn't even have an account yet. My cousin gifted me my very first system because I had all these orders and I couldn't even put them in because I hadn't even had a shake yet. And I tell you that because for all of you that feel like you need to lose 20 pounds, you need to lose 40 pounds, you have to look like Kathy Coover to sell these products, you don't. You have to be excited, and you just have to grab accountability partners. Do you want to know what's coming out? Bad Boys. You want to know who I love? Will Smith. I have had so many people ask me to go see that movie because they know I'm obsessed with it. They're not going to go see it ahead of time and tell me if it's good or bad. They want to go with me and watch me drool over Will Smith for 2 hours. It's the same thing. You don't have to have a great experience. You just have to be excited. And so I hop on the products and now go back to my totally Whole30, perfect, gluten-free, soy-free, everything-free, sugar-free, cranky diet. By the way, nobody wants to eat day 4 old cold chicken and broccoli and sweet potatoes. Nobody. Protein pancakes with egg whites and oatmeal are disgusting. Don't fool yourself that they're amazing. They're disgusting, okay? But I ate them because that's what I thought I should be doing. And I hopped on this system, and not only did I lose the fluff like that, and not only was I unbelievably energetic, but the 2 things that happened to me that is why I've used these products every single day, there is no way I will not put them in my body, is I had mental clarity. It was like the fog was lifted. I didn't even realize what a haze I had been walking through because I suddenly could see life without the cobwebs. And the second thing that happened was my mood. Like, I had joy, I had happiness. There was a sparkle inside of me that I was like bouncing going into places. And let me tell you, my schedule didn't change that fast. I was still working all these jobs, but I found myself not needing the Red Bull. I found myself not needing the 5 p.m. iced coffee for my 8th job of the day. I was like, hey, Jessica, how's it going? And everybody's like, why is she so happy? I mean, literally the jokes that people made about what would have happened to me that morning, why I was in such a good mood, were not true. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's something behind these products. And so I'm going to come back. I'm going to tell you what I found out. I'm going to tell you the research that I did and why I know that these products are better than anything out there. But before that, I get to introduce to you one of my favorite humans on the entire world. And I'm going to tell you another story. Janny introduced Jessica and I together because she knew we were competitive and we'd be great accountability partners. And this woman is one of my best friends in the entire world now. And we didn't like each other at first. We did not even like each other. That's how much Isagenix works magic in your body, that you go from thinking that person is terse and kind of rude to I want to talk to her all day long. But I have watched her go from executive in corporate America to a top network marketing income earner. But tonight, without stealing her story, there are so many little children in her house right now, and she is making time for you. She's absolutely committed and invested to serving you. So Jessica, I love you, and thank you so much for hopping on and
word. Lauren, you're amazing. So here's what I'll say, just in the interest of time, is as much as Lauren knew about nutrition, that's as little as I knew or cared. What I knew is that at the time, so we're going back 6 years ago, I had a 7-year-old daughter. On her second birthday, we brought home boy-girl twins after a long, long battle with infertility, thinking we never have children. All of a sudden, we have 3 babies, and for 5 days, we had 3 kids under 2 years old. And so besides having this young family, we also, I was an owner in a company, and I was running global sales for that company. And so our lives were insane. I was doing everything I could. People told me it was great, the 2 Whole30s, full marathons, whatever I could do to try to battle what someone was trying to convince me was just age. I was constantly tired. I couldn't sleep. I was literally taking Ambien and crushing it up and just taking little bits of it because it made me forget my mind. I would wake up in the morning to texts that I had no idea I sent and things that I had no idea that I said, but I couldn't sleep. And so I was literally trying to lick the little pieces of Ambien to try to get some sleep effect, but not some hypnotic effect. And so I just thought, and besides the energy and sleep deficits, I also felt like there was weight I could not touch. And I just thought, for what I'm eating and for what I'm doing in the gym, this doesn't make sense. And so I asked the doctor to check my thyroid and check my iron, run a full blood panel, tell me what's wrong with me. And when she came back and said, it looks good, it really stunned me. A neighbor who had been a running partner had great success on the system, and I was skeptical. But part of my story, guys, is that when I was in corporate America running, we had sold our first company already. I ran the network marketing industry for Citibank for a couple of years, and Isagenix was a client. So I knew the company, but Citibank had clauses where we couldn't accept any product from any of the companies. And so I never knew anything about Isagenix products, but I knew the culture and I knew the company. I had sat in many meetings where people at corporate said, if it's not right for the associate, it's not right for Isagenix. And that is true fact that they say that in vendor meetings all the time. What I will tell you though is, so I knew it was a great company, but network marketing, I just thought listen, I've done Whole30, done the clean eating, done all these things, done all these systems and programs and protein shakes from other companies. I don't think it'll work. And luckily, the person said to me, you get your money back at day 30. It really is the lowest risk thing you'll ever do. And so here's what I know about myself, and it's proven to be an excellent duplication for our business. I knew that if I did it with other people, I would be much more successful, much less likely to quit. It's like I go to the gym at 5 a.m. The only reason that I really go and don't hit snooze is that there are 3 days a week my oldest daughter goes with me and literally will come over and wake me up. And there's 2 days a week I meet a friend. But guys, you will show up. If you're like me, you will show up for other people, even if you'd hit snooze on yourself. And I'm that person. I know it. And so I called 5 girlfriends and said, would you guys try it with me? If you're asking people to try it with you, like Lauren said, the products aren't on trial. They're clinically proven. She'll talk more about the science of it. But what I knew is that we would get our money back. And so I just said to my friends, we will get our sexy back or our money back. There is zero risk. Let's do it together. If it works like this woman says it does, we're going to be loving it. So we all tried it together, and my husband too. And despite skepticism, the biggest skeptics get the best results anyway. Literally the best results. And so that first 30 days, we were like, what in the world? Whipped 15 pounds and 15 inches off my body, felt like I was shot out of a cannon, slept like I was a teenager. And I just was like, what in the world? And here's what happens. When I love something, guys, the whole world knows about it because I like seeing people love things I love. If I love it, I'm going to tell you. I got an amazing lip stain. I told everyone. I just bought a great pair of the Good American jeans. Yes, they're Kardashians, but they're that good. So I tell everyone if I love it, right? And so we started telling lots and lots of people. And I remember the same guardian angel who called Lauren called me, and she had seen my name in a report saying that I enrolled 5 people. But guys, I wasn't interested in the business part of it. I was really interested in the let's not quit. And she spoke so much into belief in this. And she was talking to someone who already knew. And so I can speak to you guys. Like, there aren't many things that you would ask me for really my opinion on. I can talk with authority. But one thing I can talk with authority on is this company and the comp plan and the industry. So I can give you, if you're on this call and you've never heard my background, I was part of the DSA, which is the Direct Selling Association. So I was on committees for the DSA. So that's the overseeing body of all network marketing companies. So with great authority, I knew them. I was a compensation plan expert for the industry. We paid out commissions. In fact, if you're being paid by Isagenix right now, you're being paid on an ISA Wallet card. Before ISA Wallet was a company called eCount. eCount was the company. I was the 5th employee, and we sold it to Citibank in 2008. So in any event, that is how I got started in Isagenix, how I started using the products, how I fell in love with them. And once we saw really the vision that people could be impacted so profoundly and that a ripple effect could be created, we were on a mission. Bodies and bank accounts. I was obsessed that we could go and change so many lives. And so to date, it is amazing. I remember from when we started, November 2013 until June, there were 700 people that came in. And I remember my husband saying, like, when people ask you if it works, you don't get 700 people to do anything unless it's astounding. People that don't really like people as much as they like dogs. My veterinarian, some people know my veterinarian, Bridget Hanley. She's amazing. Bridget, just has such a love for animals, and she's not like your classic network marketer, but her results were so astounding that people were chasing her down the road. Dr. Hanley, what are you doing? Whatever you've done, you look amazing. And that is how this business grows organically, whether you want to or not. People have said to me, if you talk to me about the business, I will unfriend you. We will never speak again. I will block your number. And then they call me and they go, I have 3 friends that want to try this. I'm like, well, I thought you were never going to tell anybody. I know, but they asked me because the results are so visual. It's why if you're looking at an opportunity, there's no better. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's a law of the lid to how many handbags or nail polish or tights that I can have, right? There's some capacity where I don't need any more. But let me tell you something, I can't be sexy enough. And the other piece of this is that everyone sees it and everyone wants it. It comes up everywhere. And that's what happened. And so from November until about May, if you've ever heard my story, like, we ran crazy because I was building this business like it was on fire, and I was running global sales for a company that the technology was really amazing, really awesome social media technology, right in the timing where that was like the hottest. Every company wanted to meet with you, and my life was just crazy. When people say they're busy, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're my dream team. Automatically, the busier, the better. Busy people crush this. Give me busy any day. But I was so busy. But there was a point where, I don't know if anybody's a parent. If you're a parent, raise your hand. I can see you. You have kids. Well, I don't know about you guys, but when people used to say to me like, oh, blink and it's over. Don't blink. It goes so fast. And you're just like, stop. I have 50,000 diapers all around me. Someone poops. Like, stop. It doesn't go, like, give me a break. And now I blinked, and I am about to have a daughter who's applying to high schools. And so I have to tell you that when she was 7 years old and we started doing this and I started making money, and I saw the writing on the wall, like, my job was only going to get busier. We thought that company would be acquired. And in all honesty, I saw them going to their dad or to our childcare person. I wasn't the primary in some cases. Some things I don't think they thought I knew best, or I wasn't their default of who they'd go to because I wasn't there as much. And I remember that my daughter, when I was catching a train in New York, And I'm going down the hall. My oldest daughter's walking out. And I remember, you guys have ever heard me tell the story, that her jeans just didn't fit her. They were so short. And I just remember it striking me. And just in my head, it was just like this time stop moment where I just felt like that I'm missing this. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to get to the end of my life and realize I missed it for what? And that minute, I knew that I was going to walk away from our company, our second company, before it was sold. And I drove to, and we live in suburban Philadelphia. I drove to 30th Street Station that day. And in my head, it was just a tape recorder. You're missing it for what? And I got on the train and I called my best friend and I said, Paige, I'm going to walk away. And she said, what do you mean you're going to walk away? I said, I'm going to walk away from this company before it sells. I'm going to go and see what I can do with Isagenix. She said, are you crazy? You are not going to go and walk away from this company before it sells. And we thought at the time it already had an acquirer. She said, you are not going to go sell shakes out of your trunk. And I said, you're right. I'm not going to go sell shakes out of my trunk. I'm going to go and create a global distribution for products I'm utterly obsessed with. I'm going to see how many lives we can change. I'm going to go and see if I can create an income from home, see what I could do with my own virtual franchise, work for myself truly. And I will tell you guys, it was the coolest decision. I went to the company next time I was in the office. I went and I let them know. People were really surprised. And honestly, people definitely laughed at me for sure. Was when Eric Worre talks about a temporary loss of social esteem, that's real. Like people were like, wow, what must have happened? She's had a breakdown, there was some falling out in the company. She's not good enough. What a demotion that she's taken. And I will say this to you, hustle so hard until your haters ask if you're hiring, because give grace to anyone who derails you or derides you. I mean, my own cousin never brought up Isagenix. I made $1 million in the company in 26 months, and my own cousin never ever acknowledged Isagenix, didn't like a post, never said a word. And I will tell you, when you give people that kind of grace, a lot of those people that I heard, like you said something mean about me, you said that like this was such a fall, I was going to go and do network marketing, MLM. And now you want to ask me if you've missed the boat. And guess what? Because you give people grace during the time when they were unkind, I knew it wasn't about me. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that I was going to partner with someone like Lauren Sims and Janny Elo. I see Denise Wiggins is on the call, like my first ride or die homie. We're still locked at the hip. I mean, honestly, guys, it changed the course of our lives in so many ways. And Lauren, I can keep telling the story if you're good with that. Do you want me to continue?
Let's go back, and I'll do the distribute and wrap it up with that.
Yeah.
Are you good with that? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's really the story, is that I've been maintaining my results for 6 years. I feel amazing. My husband and I are 41 and 48, and people are surprised to hear that we're that old, and we now have many more kids, and we feel we would never have been able to do this 6 years ago. So Lauren, let me shoot it back to you, and just that's really the basics of our story.
You guys, you'll find out we love this so much. It's like so hard to stay on track, because it's like one tangent, one story, and they just like organically pop up. But I met a woman not too long ago, and she's the type that when you see her, it looks like she has everything together, her whole life together. I'm sure the people that looked at Jessica Rickner are the same way. Like, she's in high profile, she's gorgeous, she's fit. Like, why would she ever need this? And she ended up approaching me about this side hustle because she's recently divorced and she's got 2 little boys and she wants to give them the world. And she has a financial cap with her current job that she's having to tell them no to all the things she wants to say yes, and saying, what are my other options? And I look for those people every single day. And as Jessica is telling you, people unfriend you. I got called a money whore in the beginning of this. I mean, I was called a sellout. I mean, that is real. And thank goodness for Janny. And she would say, are you going to worry about that one person or the 1,000 people that you have brought into your team in the last 90 days? Right? Like Jessica said, when we grew so fast and there wasn't time to worry about who unfriended you or who blocked you or who judged the shake company. We were worried about who was going manager, who was going director, who got into the pools, who was coming to the next event with us. It was so exciting, and it still is. But here's what I'll tell you. None of us would have this business. None of us would have the opportunity if we didn't have ridiculously amazing products. First of all, the nutritional world is competitive. And if people don't like it, it's not affordable, it doesn't taste good, it doesn't work, they are not going to stay with it. And Isagenix spearheaded, right, totally pioneered this idea of intermittent fasting, right, and using adaptogenic herbs over 17 years ago, almost 18 years ago. And to think that we are on the forefront of that, and we are still on the forefront of things that are so cutting edge, and they just keep developing and reformulating products that we are matching market trends, that we are staying on top of current research. Like, you can feel so good about that. You know, for a lot of people, it's important that it's organic, that it is soy-free, that it's gluten-free, that there's nothing artificial. And I loved all of those things. But I will tell you what drew me most to this company, outside of how I felt, was that we had products that worked synergistically together. We weren't just another protein bar. We weren't just another shake. Do you have any idea in this industry how important it is to have a visible and emotional result? That's where your retention and duplication is going to come from. So like Jessica said, you know, people only need so many pairs of leggings or so many cooking products or so much jewelry, right? Where if you take something that transforms your body from the inside out, you're never going to not put that in your body, right? When you fall in love with a healthy lifestyle, you don't stop. I have been working out most days of the week, every day for decades, because I love it. That's some of my highlight of the day, is when adrenaline is up, endorphins up, I'm sweating like a crazy person. So when people say, do you have to do this forever? I'm like, on day 31, do you want to go back to an acidic state instead of an alkali state? You know, do you want to be fluffy? Do you want to have all your cravings come back? Do you want to be lethargic? Or are you investing in your body and continuing to put the best fuel in it every single day, just like you would put the best gas if you drove a Lamborghini, right? Your body is the best car that you have. And so even though our products could stand alone independently, we are owning the nourishing and cleansing space. And we have found that they work well together, because there's three major things that affect every single one of us if you're on this planet. We have bankrupt food, we have stressed out bodies, and we have a very polluted environment. You cannot escape that. So if you are thinking that you're juicing celery and eating kale chips and whatever else all day long, it is impossible. It is virtually impossible to get everything you need from food alone today. Every study will show you out there, every blood test will tell you that. So then you're picking the best supplements over the others. When you think about the amount of stress, who has kids, right? Most of you raised your hands. Who rides in traffic? Who has a boss up their tail about deadlines, right? Like, who's in a relationship? I mean, we live in this state of fight or flight. And if you are not taking adaptogenic herbs, if you are not taking the nutrition to support your adrenals, right, you're going to pump out so much cortisol living in the state of fight or flight. You start to look more like the Michelin Man than the Victoria's Secret model you're going for. It's just inevitable. You'll look fluffy because you're going to have hormones that you don't want holding on all around your body. And the third is the amount of pollution and toxicity. So my favorite question, specifically when I talk to practitioners, and they'll say, well, our kidneys and liver are great. Yes, but how many cars were on the road 100 years ago, right? Like, just think about the amount of products we put on our body, makeup, deodorant, lotions. That wasn't a thing. And to think that our kidneys and liver are going to do the same job that they did 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, absolutely no way. That's why you hear about more disease and more cancer and more things today that didn't used to exist. And so one of our 30-day systems is designed with ease to work together to get you that transformation, to really ignite your body by fueling it with the best nutrition. That's what our shakes do. Cleansing from the inside out, resetting your metabolism, raising human growth hormone, resetting your insulin sensitivity, right? With the Cleanse for Life and supported intermittent fasting. And it's supported. That way you're not going to be all hangry. You can actually get through it and complete a cleanse day, and to manage that stress response with a plethora of products that are fused with adaptogenic herbs. It's amazing. And then, are you going to stay on a strict 30-day system for the rest of your life? No. But I can tell you on the God's truth, if there is one thing that I have done every single day for 6.5 years, it has been isogenics. I heard Eric Cooper say this, and I thought, I've not worked out every day for 6.5 years. I have not talked to someone or gone out or worked, whatever it is. And I thought, I've had isogenics in my body on a shake day or a cleanse day, vitamins, probiotics, ionics, a tea, bone broth, skincare, something. And that is why I feel so good. That is why I look younger. My hair and skin is healthier. My weight is the best that it has ever been. I work out so hard. I recover so easily because you're putting the right good things in. So I'm going to bring it back to Jess on really just kind of what this opportunity will look like and why right now, we're going into the next wave, and why this opportunity is something we want you a part of. But it starts with the products. It starts with loving them. It starts with using them. And it starts with, of course, wanting to share them. but you have to be excited about them. And I will tell you, there's a lot of people out there that don't have my nutrition background. There's a lot of people that say, I don't want to coach people. I don't want to deal with this and that. But you know what? There's a lot of people out there that suffer in silence. Like Jessica says, they have to lay horizontal to zip up their jeans. There's a lot of people walking around in cobwebs that are moody and they're edgy and they've lost their purpose because they're so freaking toxic and they're fueling their body with poison. So I believe that this is a massive gift, and I truly believe we have an obligation to share it. There is an obligation to know that you have a hold of the nutritional lotto ticket and pay it forward. Watch your friends and family transform in front of you. The ever shrinking, muscle building, fat burning, glowing, unicorn sparkly people that you want to be around. Back to you, babes.
I think number one, I want to hang out with you every day and be in your pocket. Is that awkward or weird to say? But besides that, I will tell you that I have never, in 6.5 years, and this is truth, I've never been more excited and fired up than I am right now. And here's why. So you've got a lot of things happening to create this perfect storm environment for massive growth. And we've weathered, I mean, if you've been in the company for a while, you've seen network marketing lose its stigmatization to some degree and then recapture it from some of the bad actors, right? There are some people out there who people looked at this network marketing opportunity in other companies and thought, oh my gosh, maybe I could do it. And then bad actors that knew nothing of duplication and really didn't understand how do you grow sort of demonized it again, right? They scripts and post and pray and buy this now, ask me how. But here's what I will say is that there is this openness again across people. People are looking for, okay, if you're following the economy, if you're looking at economic trends the way I am, the jobless rate is good. Like things are good in the economy, but people are scared. People are looking for, I should create something else right now, because what about what's going to happen in this next election? There's uncertainty. You guys agree there's uncertain? People are like open-minded to other things. But I will tell you that they are looking for a real opportunity, and they're going to be looking for people that have something real to offer them. It means that it's not going to pop up and make, it's a company that today is going to make water wetter. We're going to sell something that is going to change you tomorrow. Some kind of nonsensical promise pop up, glittery object is not going to attract the kind of people that we're looking for right now. But what you have a hold of in this perfect storm is a company that's 17 years old. It's proven and battle tested. These products are not on trial. Not only are they clinically validated, people that are of the caliber and the experience of a Lauren Sims are standing behind them 6 years in. She hasn't gone away, people. She's still standing behind them. You've got a Harvard-trained graduate at the helm leading our science charge with massive vision, with the ability to disrupt the health community. And truly, if you've ever heard Dr. Plant train, if you've ever talked to him, he has an intention to turn things sideways and speak some truth into the health and wellness community. I don't know about you guys, but I want to be on the forefront of a company that's about to shake shit up. That's what I want to be a part of. And that is what he will do. You'll see it in NYKO, and keep your eyes open for the next 3 to 6 months of what else is on his radar screen. But if you've been with him anytime in the recent, in the just recent past, he's on fire for change. His whole mission is to how do we create the prevention instead of having to deal with the treatment. That's a big deal. The other piece of this, guys, is that it is an unlimited runway right now. Right now, there is not a crowded playing field. This company is looking for leaders to step up and rise. They're looking for people that are ready to create change, products that truly make an impact on lives. And it's real money. There's a lot of network marketing companies that we used to pay at Citibank that people were not making real significant life-changing income. I mean, I can look around at the call and see that there's a lot of people on here that are making incredible money. You could move to Mars, Tinley Gilbert, and still be making some really good coin. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that would want to play paycheck roulette with you. I'm one of them. So I'll tell you, you can literally build something here that is strong. And I remember Janny would tell us, go hard, build strong. Because I like, if you know my story at all, I moved all my kids, and we moved to our beach house in New Jersey. And I like to take my foot right off the gas. And here's what happens in the summer. There are weeks when we are paid in a week what my husband makes in half of a year as a high school principal. Those are weak paychecks. And he's looking at us going, wait a second, you're on the beach all summer, surfing with my kids, watching them boogie board, biking on the sand, like so much fun to hang out on the beach. And that's the kind of income. Here's the other thing. It's an opportunity that you can do on the side. You can build it. Lauren and I build it on the side to something substantial, but it will to your children. I killed myself to make the kind of income that I made at Citibank. And the day that I left and walked out of the doors, they took my laptop back and they stopped paying me that day. In Isagenix, if there's something that happens to my husband or I, our kids will continue to earn our income in perpetuity. It's a willable asset. Where in the world would you get something that has no cap, that you can grow? You decide. There's no ceiling on what you can earn here. The more people that you impact, the more you create. You have a wide open runway. There are only 600,000 people in the entire world, 16 countries that Isagenix is open at, 7 billion people in the world, and we only have 600,000. What is that? A fraction of 1% in the US. I will tell you, I could name so many states, it's probably half the US, where Isagenix is completely unknown, wide open. I mean, Denise and I live in the same neighborhood with a team of 40,000 people. And I will tell you that there are neighbors in our 75 home community that don't know what we do and have never heard Isagenix. Guys, there is so much opportunity out there and people are looking for what we have. I walk around, if I'm in an airport, I walk around and I look at people and I just think, look at the dead-eyed exhaustion. People that lack energy, people that are in line to buy Monster energy drinks, to buy double mocha latte coffee, give me everything you've got in a caffeinated version. People that are dealing with inflammation, people that are depressed and have anxiety. I don't know about you guys, but I do believe that when we fuel our body the right ways, the body's a miracle and it responds. And here's what I know.
Everybody remember Jesus is a...
Here's what I know is that this business creates a ripple effect. I've watched it happen. And so, you know our story, the least likely people in the world. You know, I'm an only child. My husband and I had a live-in nanny for 6 years. I never babysat, not once as a teenager growing up did I babysit. So here we are with these 3 kids that, you know, have a lot of help to raise them. And Isagenix brought us home, gave me resources, gave us money that we didn't necessarily have to go to work to earn. And it led us to foster care. And so if you know my story at all, we've had 9 foster placements so far. And if you look at my social media, you will see the most beautiful thing that ever happened to me through Isagenix. We got a daughter. I've been fostering Trinity since she was 3 months old. And in October, the day before she turned 3 years old, she became our official legal daughter. And if you look at her, a lot of people were waiting to see her face. And I think they were excited because she is freaking cute and she's funny and she's fabulous. And she truly is one of the coolest human beings of all time. Absolutely the coolest, funniest person. And so what I will tell you is that's what Isagenix gave our family. If I would have let the naysayers and the people who made fun of us, if I would have let it shut it down, if I wouldn't have partnered up with people like Lauren and I would have said, she's too terse, I'm not going to pursue this business opportunity with someone as brilliant and gifted as her. If I would have said no, or if I would have been quiet, or if I would have let somebody's first no, let me stop sharing. Guys, I can't even tell you, like 9 placements, an awesome daughter. We have a brother and a sister right now. And before the call, I sent Lauren a picture. And I'll end with this because I honestly do think, if you know me, you know this placement is really challenging. And I'm being honest about this, that it's really challenging for me. This one, 6 kids is a lot, but this isn't an easy one. 6-year-old and an 18-month-old. But I sent her a picture, and it was the 6-year-old boy 6 weeks ago when he came here. It was the beginning of December. They were only supposed to be here for 4 days. And then I sent her a picture side by side of what he looks like this morning. And guys, I don't know if it's love. I don't know if it's attention. I don't know if it's just investing. I've been pouring everything I've got because I've got time and we've got resources, and I can go and say, I'm going to get you not the glasses that you get for free from Pennsylvania. I'm going to get you the cool glasses, the ones that are going to make you look like $1 million. I'm going to get you a cool haircut. I'm going to get you some snazzy clothes that make you look like you're going to have a whole different show up. When you look good and you feel good about how you look, I think you show up differently. And literally, some girl asked me when I sent her, another friend of mine that's a foster mom goes, What kind of nutrition are you giving him? Because she knows we have isogenics. I'm like, girlfriend, that's love. That's straight up love. But it's the resources and the ripple effect that money can buy. And this business, truly, it's going to impact your body. It's going to impact your friends' bodies. It's going to impact your bank account. But I think what really matters at the end of the day is the ripple effect. It's who, honestly, you'll end up touching because of the opportunity. And it's changed our lives in so many ways. We look different. We can handle a lot more kids, 6 kids right now. But the coolest thing was just seeing that side-by-side picture of him that, honestly, I can't imagine if he would have gone somewhere else, because as much as I'm struggling with it, I've got the time, the patience, the help. Other people, I don't know what would have happened, but I'll tell you, it is an opportunity that right now we need to capitalize on, because it is the greatest company, the greatest comp plan. Nobody else has the Cougars. These products are utterly amazing. And when you have leaders like Lauren Sims that are willing to do this, she doesn't have to. She could just be packing for NYKO, getting ready for Whistler, doing all the things that she does. But she's just unbelievable. This company is stacked and has a deep bench. So guys, thank you.
You guys, thank you all so much. And I hope that you hold on to that story and be able to collect other people's stories. You know, I mean, literally the only investment that you need to be able to get started with this business is investing in your health. Like when I think about what it took me to open up my practice and what it takes people to open up to be self-employed, like it's so simple, right? In the worst case scenarios, you're going to get incredibly healthy and feel amazing. The best case scenario is the sky is the limit. There are more things that have continued to happen in my life because of isogenics that I never planned for and never believed were possible. One of them is I am my dad's caregiver, right? Like he will probably pass, sadly, in months. You know, I mean, that's just where he's probably headed. I mean, I'd hope to think we have him longer, but I get to go there and I get paid when I'm there, right? When I think about the friendships I have, look at who's on this call. Like Joel Kirsch is one of the nicest people in the entire world, right? And I knew Holly and Joel because of Jessica. We are all in different states. We all do a shake for breakfast, but like one of the first people to congratulate you when something amazing happens. Like you will just attract in the most kind people. Kathy Rowland was sadly at a wake, and she's getting someone started at Isogenics around it because she's so committed to helping people, and she doesn't worry about the timing of it. She makes it work because people are ready for this. So there are a lot of you on this call that have been doing Isogenics for a while, and there's a lot of you that are brand new. But if you are invited tonight as a guest, whoever invited you, it may have been me, it may have been Jessica, it may have been Janny, may have been Danielle, may have been Erica, may have been Angela, whoever got you on the call, please just reach out to them and say, what do I need to do? I'm ready. And maybe that's you want to lose 5 or 10 pounds. Maybe that's you wanting to make an extra $100 a week. That's all I wanted. Most people don't know that. When Janny was like, what do you want? It's like, I want to make $100 a week. I didn't want to work brunch on Sundays. No way did I ever imagine what it would be like to make $5,000 in a week, $8,000 in a week. Like those paychecks were bananas and they happened fast. Our mentor makes over 7 figures a year. She's making more than $100,000 a month. And some people are great with $54 a week. Everything in between happens and you get to decide. So we love you. Happy New Year. Can't wait to see many of you in Phoenix. And for those of you that aren't on board, join. Don't wait. My only regret is not starting sooner. See you guys. Good night.